What's up everyone, it's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please follow my Instagram at Russo Lifts, just in case something happens to this YouTube channel. You can follow, message, and you can watch my daily story content on Instagram. I'll see you there. What is up everyone, it's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today is another BS clout grab from the motherfucking Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Andrew had me looking at menshealth.com. We are looking for clout grabs, so please comment your clout grabs below on what you want me to react to, discuss, elaborate on, give the Russo-based viewpoint. But today we're going to be going into what Arnold's training looks like at 74 years old and how you can compare this to someone like Ronnie Coleman. Both of them highly accomplished Mr. Olympias. I forget how many titles Arnold has. I'll have Andrew throw it up. I believe it's 6, probably wrong. And then obviously 8-time Olympia champion Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman can barely walk, no offense to the GOAT, but his heavy training did him in. I watched this entire video. I'm gonna skip farther along, but Arnold is still riding his bicycle, has full range of motion. Obviously he had a heart surgery, but as far as his motor capabilities compared to Ronnie, you know, Arnold is still very much kicking at 74, where Ronnie, you know, always had to be the top dog in the gym. We're gonna see Arnold's take on it. So this is on menshealth.com. If you want to watch the full 9-minute video, I am 5 minutes in already, and this is when he's getting into discussing how he trains in his later years and how I think, you know, you should implement this type of training as you age, and how I think, you know, training should evolve over the course of your lifting career.
Yeah. What do you consider an intense workout?
Well, what I'm doing right now is not what I consider an intense workout. This is kind of a light Mickey Mouse workout because we're doing the filming right now. So
the Mickey Mouse workout. So I completely relate to Arnold. I think it's funny when like when I would, back in my OG days, I would do those SARM logs where I would record myself lifting. Like, everyone's like, oh, your training sucks. Like, I was a one-man show setting up the camera to do my sets. It's never gonna replicate what it's like to actually train in the gym. Andrew, as we do prep, I will not talk to Andrew at all when we enter the gym, and he'll shoot me from a distance so you guys can see how my actual workout goes. But I highly agree with Arnold on, like, you can't take these, you know, camera workouts as like a hard workout, you know? Even if they were recording a quote-unquote hard workout, it's set up for the video. You know you're doing a video. It's not like a real workout, and I like that Arnold, like, touches this reporter into reality of, like, this is kind of a dumb question. This is obviously, you know, just for the camera here.
I just go through the motions, but I'm not really training that heavy anymore because after my heart surgery, I was advised not to train heavy and not to do any more going for 3 reps and the heaviest weight and all that stuff. So I do more kind of lighter weights.
This is an excellent point by his heart surgeon. So I'll have Andrew throw up an article of the pretty significant rechambering of Arnold's heart. They went in and did a lot of work, whether that be the steroids, whether that be the old age. Obviously the steroids played a role. That heart surgery did happen. Arnold's heart at age 74 is already in a weakened state with the heart surgery on top. For those who don't know, powerlifting, natural powerlifting, anaerobic movement where you're like in a brace, like how he said, like 3 reps, like you're in a brace, you do a max out, that is where your heart is occurring the most damage. So I'll have Andrew throw up a video of Larry Wheels. Technically, when Larry does those big lifts and he's super braced and he does, you know, I watched Larry do a freaking, I'll have the most current deadlift. Like, that triple, as cool as that looks, as badass and savage as that lift is, that's the most danger on the heart, because Larry's combining a heavy body weight with all the pressure on his heart mixed with insanely androgenic anabolics like halotestin, tren, whatever he did to pull that astronomical number. Also, with the style of training of Larry is completely braced. His blood pressure is pounding, all the pressure on his chest, the chambers. That is what destroys the heart. And you can see this with natural weightlifters who never touch steroids in their life, that anaerobic style of lifting is by far one of the most dangerous things you can do to your heart. And I'll play the flip side of a long distance runner, which I did. I damaged the other chamber as badly as possible and atrophied it, is when you look at a distance athlete that races. So when I would do my races, right, my fastest 5K was under 18:10, so quick, not extremely fast. I think 18:06 or 18:04 was the fastest I got to for a 5K, which let me do the calculations on how many that is a mile. All right, so my fastest 5K I've ever run is like around 18:10 to 18 flat. I think it's 18:04. I'll have to ask my father, but that was when I was 140 pounds. That comes out to roughly around 5:51, 3 miles straight. So blitzing a pace under 6 for 3 miles straight, that is also the way to damage the heart the most, is when you put the heart in that strenuous race pace, constantly redlining like that. So those are the two ways you really damage your heart, is by the strenuous hit cardio, causes heart atrophy, heart growth, as well as the bracing, the powerlifting. So you see that Arnold is following his, the doctor's advice, the surgeon's advice on doing high reps, keeping the heart rate in a good state, and just doing longevity lifting, because what does Arnold have to prove? He's the fucking GOAT of bodybuilding, fucking mastermind politician of California, and he's a worldwide celebrity movie star, right? He doesn't care completely about having the biggest muscles anymore. He's had that time. He's walked that walk. He has the legendary legacy. He's just here to be a true relic and GOAT for the rest of his life versus, still trying to go hard, still trying to get after it, right? He knows those days aren't necessarily over mentally, but those days on his body are over physically, where this is something like Ronnie Coleman can't wrap his head around, because I'll be watching Ronnie Coleman on Instagram, still back rowing, the entire stack, still throwing around big boy weight. And as badass as that is, and how you can't take the dog out of Ronnie, like, Ronnie, my man, you have nothing to prove, and Arnold is here showing he has nothing to prove.
And more reps.
Do you still chase the pump?
The pump is always out there. And you always have to chase after it, yes.
What's the best thing you've learned throughout your career?
When you become a world champion in bodybuilding and you reach your goal, like I did after winning 13 world championship titles, 7 times Mr. Olympia, 5 times Mr. Universe.
I'm an idiot. 7 times, not 6. Fucking minus 5 points, Russo.
International and all of those kind of competitions. Then it is important to inspire others.
100% agree like that. Arnold's a legend. He's creating new legacies with other guys. He's inspiring people. He wants to be around for as long as possible. That's where I don't agree with Ronnie's take of, he wants to be a dog, die a dog. No, man, you're such an inspiration. You're such a legend. I'd rather see you train the way, Arnold's training. I don't be like, oh, wow, Arnold trains like a pussy these days at age 70. I don't think that with Ronnie, if he started training like that for longevity, just simple stuff like this.
Because I recognize that I did not go where I am today. I did not reach this point in bodybuilding or in anything else without the inspiration of so many people. If it is in bodybuilding, Reg Park or Steve Reeves, in the
shout out Steve Reeves.
Public service, Ronald Reagan, or Mother Teresa, Muhammad Ali. That was one of the most generous and most giving person that inspired me to give something back to the community. There's all these people inspired me, so to me it's important to hang on that wall and to have other people look up to and say, so look what this guy has accomplished. He came over here from Austria with absolutely nothing. And he became the world champion in bodybuilding, and he became the highest paid movie actor and the leading man. And then he got into politics. And whatever his dream was, he accomplished because of hard work and because of a lot of help. And so I want to be an inspiration to so many others.
All right, now it's time for our rapid fire questions. 7 a.m. workout or 7 p.m. workout?
7 a.m. usually.
Squat or deadlift?
When you say squat or deadlift, it's the same thing as saying drinking or eating. I mean, I think we need both, right? So therefore, it's a crazy question. You should try to work out the whole body a minimum of 3 times a week.
CrossFit, yay or nay?
I think it's good. Done the
He thinks CrossFit's good. That's some politician right there.
right way.
Dumbbells or kettlebells?
It makes no difference because the muscle doesn't see what you're holding in your hands.
Run on a treadmill or in the great outdoors?
Both.
Biggest compliment?
Okay, as a distance runner and coached by... My father is a distance running coach who coached over 10 state champions. You do not want to run hard on a treadmill, okay? You always want to run on actual ground, trust me.
Jack, ripped, swole, or cut?
Cut.
If you could work out with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
I would like to work out with Eugene Sandow because he's one of my idols. He was the first bodybuilder that also was a strongman. I think that he's a remarkable human being and a remarkable athlete and strongman.
You know, a lot of celebrities on Gym and Fridge say you're their ultimate workout partner. What do you say to that?
I'm here in Gold's Gym every morning if you want to work out.
That is badass that Arnold, you know, despite everything, in my opinion, that's happened to Gold's Gym Venice, aka, you know, Gold's Gym Venice ain't like when Arnold trained at Gold's Gym Venice. It's a fucking tourist trap. I forget how much it is to live there for a day, and the homeless people outside, as LA is a smoldering cesspool of, I won't get political. Point being, I think it's cool that Arnold is still in the public eye, still training in public when he doesn't have to do any of that. I think that's sick that, you know, you could go up and garner some inspiration from the man that made it happen for decade after decade after decade non-stop, and created bodybuilding to the level it's at today. It's really awesome that he's still in there getting after it in a public gym and inspiring people. I think the takeaways that I react to is that he's smart about it, right? The reason why I'm throwing Ronnie Coleman under the bus is like, there's one undefeated champion. Who's that champion, Andrew? Father fucking Time, okay? Unless you figure out time control, no one's figured that shit out, or it's Stranger Things in some fucking laboratory that me and you can't get to, or this is more concerning, is that nanobots are going to come about within the next 5 decades, which will replace cells. So people will start living forever. Mark my words. I've been reading into the basics of nanobots, and they can create cells that transport shit to cells already, programmable cells. So just wait till they can just replicate stem cells as nanobots. People could live forever. But right now in the current times, no one beats Father Time. Arnold won't beat Father Time. I won't beat Father Time. My son's son might be able to beat Father Time, but right now, not so much. When you're constantly taxing your body with this extreme training, in your old age, you should be training for longevity. That's exactly what you see Arnold doing in this video. You do not see him, oh, I'm on camera, I still gotta look strong and big, everyone's what? No, he's not doing that. He's a movie star, he's a legend. He has 7 Sandows, 7 Mr. Olympias. Ronnie has 8. Ronnie does not have anything to prove. He doesn't have nothing to prove. That's how I should see Ronnie training. Ronnie's still in there trying to move big weight, still try to be the dog. Those days are over for Arnold. He admits it, he accepts it. He had heart surgery. He can't stress his heart out like he used to. The end. I would love to see Ronnie serve his community, his people, his followers with these same, you know, values and morals of inspiration for the next generation versus, you know, I'm a little bit narcissistic here, I'm a little bit selfish, and, you know, you can't take the dog out of me, I want to continue hurting the, like, Ronnie, you're worth more than yourself. You're a legend. I want to see you around as long as possible. I want to see you as healthy as long as possible. I really hope to see Ronnie, you know, training like this, putting out this positive aspect of like, I did what I had to do to be the champion 8 years in a row. I had much tougher competition than Arnold did. In my personal opinion, to defend Ronnie's titles, he was battling way harder contenders, my 2 cents with the size game, than Arnold did with the aesthetics era. So that's just some food for thought. As you get older and you switch into longevity training, there's no shame about that. Everyone gets old. Everyone gets old and dies, right? There's no beating that. No one's figured it out yet. Someone surely will. Doesn't happen right now, and it's not going to happen in the near future. We need to think of, okay, got to get the heavy lifting out, got to get the muscle built, got to get the size, physique built, and then you maintain it with longevity, and you switch your training into longevity, and you live it gracefully. And you can see Arnold did that sauced until 74, and I hate to break it to you, just because he got heart surgery doesn't mean there's a million obese people as I'm talking right now getting heart surgery as well. It's more common than you think, and the fact that he's pretty much sauced half of his life, did all this, and to still have this movement, still be able to train, still live this quality of life in LA with everything he's accomplished, it's amazing, and I love to see it. I'll see you guys in my next one.